All right, guys, so here's 5 pieces of advice that I would give you as someone who has actually gone through a divorce. There's certain
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about hard lessons women learn from failed marriages. Marriage is often seen as the ultimate partnership, but when it falls apart, the lessons can be painful and life-changing. Many women walk away from failed marriages with a deeper understanding of love, relationship, and themselves. So today we're going to dive in some of the hardest lessons women learn when a marriage ends. So I've put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my true sense.
All right, guys, so here's 5 pieces of advice that I would give you as someone who has actually gone through a divorce. There's certain things that I would probably have done differently, certain things that I learned. Let's go. So one of the first things I would say is, and this may rub people the wrong way, but if you are like a stay-at-home mother or you depend on your spouse for income, I would really highly recommend that you make sure you always have some sort of money aside. And I'm going to tell you why. When I was in divorce court, I saw a lot of women who did not do that, and they depended on their spouse, and in the end they were stuck in very abusive and bad situations. So that's the first thing I would recommend. Please, if you are dependent on your spouse for income, make sure that you have something aside just in case. Don't ignore any red flags and do not sweep things under the rug. If there's a problem, address it now before you're married, or believe you me, you're gonna pay for it later. I know, because I did. So don't do it. This also might rub people the wrong way, but one thing I've learned is that if your partner doesn't have like one real friend, or with like one family member, or somebody, like one person that they can truly confide in or be themselves with, if all their friendships are just very superficial, you may want to question that. And that's because what I've learned in therapy is that narcissists, they never want people to know who they are. So all their friendships are on a superficial basis. Just saying, get a prenup. Yes, get a prenup. Finally, if all your friends are telling you like, this isn't your person, like, don't ignore that, or don't think, oh my God, they're just jealous, or don't think, oh, they're just hating. Your friends see things that you don't. They're not blinded by love goggles. So don't just sweep that under the rug. Like, investigate that. Had I done that, my life would have been very different.
All of the women in my family have failed marriages, and here are things I've learned from them. Always love within your own boundaries and never love in a way that will make you regret your own life decisions. My grandpa literally became a prisoner of war, and my grandma stayed through all of it, brought him weekly home-cooked meals to this prison that was hours away from her house, and raised his 4 children. She never once entertained another man or anything for her own happiness. 10 years later, once he got out, he barely appreciated it, and he would actually get mad at her when she brought it up. Do not be fooled into marrying a man because of his charisma and entertainment value in your life. My dad is literally so charismatic. So when my mom met him at 16 and coming from a broken home herself, he brought so much joy to her life that she felt like he was the one. Not only did he bring joy to her life, but everyone around her. Because he was so magnetic, everyone in his life would just do things for him or give him things. Because of that, he never became the man that my mom needed. Everywhere we went, people just fell in love with my dad, and they never recognized all the unsaid labor that my mom went through to build our home and our family. A man who has the intention of cheating will cheat no matter who you are and what you do. My grandma was literally the perfect wife. She kept perfect measurements. She dressed like a local celebrity. She raised their children and found time to work and provide for the family. She always made home-cooked meals. She could speak 3 languages. All of my grandpa's friends literally envied him and wished that they could be with her. And yet, in her darkest times, when she needed him most, he was literally at a brothel.
Hands down, the most troublesome lesson I learned from my failed marriage was not being financially literate. I left my marriage broke. First lesson, don't be dependent on a man for all things finances. Be financially literate yourself. Know how many credit cards you have, the transactions that are coming through, your debt ratio, the interest rates, like everything that is related to money, be aware. I just always left it up to him, thinking it was a man's job, and especially in a Muslim marriage where the men is supposed to be the providers, I thought all things related to money was kind of like in his field. So I was very hands off from the situation. And looking back, I wish I knew more. Second lesson is having a separate account. So although we had a joint account, having a separate account ensures so much security and stability if things were to happen, and also so you have like your own money. So when I was getting a divorce, my separate account saved me because all of my money that was in there was my money, and I was able to take it with me into my independent single life. Had we only had a joint account, I literally would have been broke. It might not work for every couple, especially if you don't make your own money, but having separate accounts really helps you have your own 2 feet on the ground. Last but not least, work on your credit. I had no credit when I got divorced, and I had to start from the bottom all the way up, and it took me so long to build it up. So work on your credit right now. Even if you're married, start adding a little few things on your own credit card and build it up so you're not dependent on someone else to co-sign you on things.
One of the most painful but liberating things that I have had to learn and accept over the last year, now that I'm going to be going through this divorce with my husband, is the fact that he doesn't like me. Like, he doesn't like me as a person at all. And I don't even know if he ever really liked me. I do believe that he loved me. I do believe that, very much so. And I feel like even now, we've been together for 20 years, married for 17 years. Like, even now, I think that he still has like a love for me and a care, sort of. But he does not like me at all. And that has been so hard to accept. And because the concept of it was just unbelievable to me. How could you marry me? How could you vow to spend the rest of your life with me? How could we have these amazing kids together, and we've constructed this entire life as partners together, and you don't even like me as a person? Obviously, there were signs the entire time that he didn't like me. And of course, I spent a lot of time and a lot of mental and emotional energy just rationalizing, making excuses for why he was treating me the way that he was treating me. But the idea that was because he didn't like me was just completely inconceivable to me. Just over this last year, particularly doing a lot more reading, listening to other women's stories, and a lot more having a bigger understanding of like marriage and relationships has really gotten me in this place to finally accept what was the truth that was sitting in front of me this entire time. It's been super, super painful. A painful process, and I'm still going through it. My husband and I are still living together because of finances, but we are going to be splitting up probably within the next 6 months, and it's really hard. But it does remind me that I'm doing the right thing. It does tell me, the fact that I'm even acknowledging that truth and accepting it is saying I'm making real progress to healing, progress to like loving and liking myself. This is a good sign that I'm on the right track and that I'm doing the right thing for me.
That's a video, guys. So I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Lessons women learn from their failed marriages. So number one is love alone is not enough. Many women enter marriage believing that love can conquer all, but love without respect, emotional maturity, and shared values is not enough to sustain a relationship. A successful marriage requires effort, communication, and compatibility, not just feelings. Number two is you can't fix or change a man. This is one thing we need to put in our mind because it's so draining for women. A common mistake women make is believing in a man potential rather than accepting who he is in the present. If he lacks ambition, emotional intelligence, or loyalty now, marriages won't magically change. Growth has to come from within and not out of it. Love can force it. So there's also another mistake which women make is financial independency exclusion. Relying completely on a husband for financial stability can backfire. Divorce can leave women struggling if they haven't built their own financial foundation. Whether married or single, having your own income and financial security is a form of power and freedom. And most of the ladies, the mistake which they make is that they just stay at home. Even if you're a stay at home mom, there are a lot of things that you're supposed to do. You can go on internet and start a channel on YouTube and start making videos vlogging about your life as a or as a mother not just single, as a stay-at-home mother. Or maybe you can do whatsoever. There are a lot of platforms which you can do is Instagram. You can go on YouTube. You can go on TikTok. They monetize these videos, and you can have something in your bank, because it's not very nice every time you have to ask for permission when you want to buy anyone, or maybe you want to do something for yourself, and become worse when your husband decide to divorce you, or maybe you want to leave him. Number three is marriage won't fill a void. Some women marry hoping for validation, happiness, or a sense of identity. The reality is, if you aren't whole before marriage, it won't complete you. A partner should complement your life, not be a source of your source of fulfillment, of love and personal growth must come first. Another thing is boundaries are non-negotiable. Ignoring late flags or making excuses for disrespect only leads to bigger problems down the line. Many women learn the hard way that boundaries are essential. If infidelity, emotional neglect, or abuse are tolerant, they will continue. Teaching people how to treat you start with what you accept yourself. The wrong partner can drain your feminine energy. A relationship should be place of peace, not a battlefield. When a man lacks leadership, emotional stability, or ambition, a woman often finds herself overcompensating, leading, fixing, and carrying the emotional burden. This is not only creates resentment but also forces her into the survival mode, making it impossible to rest in her feminine energy. A balanced partnership allows a woman to thrive. Kids don't fix marital problems. Bringing children into a struggling marriage doesn't make things better. It magnifies the existing issues. Many women learn too late that a child can't save a relationship or marriage. A stable, healthy partnership is the best foundation for raising kids, not a last ditch effort to hold a marriage together. Another thing is living is hard, but staying in the wrong marriage is harder. Fear, financial dependence, or social pressure can make living feel impossible. But staying in a toxic and fulfilling or one sided marriage often takes a greater toll emotionally, mentally, and even physically. Choosing yourself is not selfish, it's necessary for survival and happiness, especially if you have a partner who's abusive financially, physically, emotionally, they're just abusing you. It's time to leave, sis, because you can't live in a house where someone beats you, someone insults you. Respect is non-negotiable in relationship. Someone just have to respect you because you're the wife. Okay, you have a say in that house. If someone doesn't want you to say anyone in his house, it's better if they found another one. This is what you're going to do in 2025. In 2025, you're not going to stay in a marriage where someone beats you. You're not going to stay in a marriage where someone has no ambitions, and you're not going to stay because of your children. This is where you're staying in this unhappy marriage. People find peace after. There is also life after divorce. This is one thing you should tell yourself. Yeah, there's life after that. There's time to heal. There's time for everything. Okay, we all need right partners. Marriage is nice if you find your best friend, if you find your partner. Okay, you find someone who has same values as you. I know it can't be completely same values, but at least it should go align with you. Someone who's going to support you in whatever you're doing, someone who's going to be there for you, someone who's going to be there thick and thin, not someone who's just going to blame you and make you feel less. Please don't tolerate that. So I'm going to come back to my ladies, those who are looking for love. Please take your time. If you want to get married, if you want to get married to that man, make sure you date them enough and you know them, you know. I know a relationship you can't know the person fully. This is the truth, but you can try to observe what type of a man he is. But one thing I can also tell you is that you only know a man fully when you start staying with them in the house, because this is when the character development or the character you're going to see this type. This is him now, the emotional time, the laughing time, because some people, they are very bad. Okay, so I came across stories from different ladies who got married and all was good in a relationship, but when they get married, this man completely changed. She was treated less. This man went to go, he goes for work, he comes back after 4 days in the house. You know, you're just there waiting, you ask him, where are you coming from? He doesn't even want to answer, and sometimes they tell you, I'm from seeing other girls. Yeah, I've seen that happening. And when a man reaches a stage you can't control, it's better you just leave that house. And you know why? This is where it comes to the point of financial stability. Are you having something for yourself? Are you going to manage to rent an apartment after this? Are you going to manage to buy food for you to eat and your kids? Even if you're alone, well and good. But are you going to manage? Okay. So don't fear to come out from any toxic relationship. It's okay to go back, even if it takes you to go back to your parents to start over again. It's okay. You're not the first person you're starting over again. It's okay to fail in life. That's it's okay. We should tell ourselves it's okay, because this is where you're going to rise and you have lessons. Now you'll be more careful. Okay. So please don't tolerate someone to torture you or someone just to treat you bad. You are beautiful. You attract good things. Someone is telling you you're not beautiful, you are beautiful. You attract good things, and you're going to attract a good man who's going to be there for you, a man who's going to support you financially, emotionally, and being there for you always. Okay. I think women don't ask for much. Women just ask for attention. Women just ask for respect. Women just ask for love. Women ask for just little things. Okay. Yeah. So that's a video for today, guys. I don't know what you think. Kindly leave a comment for me so that we discuss in the comment section. Please, until next time, bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe.